I do maintenance jobs at historic properties. There's a historic house museum I work at when it isn't open to the public. It's a part of a whole landmark site. There's a visitor center with offices, and the house is about half a mile up a dirt road in a wooded area. The old structure is a relic from the old days of slavery. It was a workhouse where all the slaves were housed. Sometimes I work with a crew, but there were a lot of times when I was there alone. One winter day, when it was really cloudy and dark, I was working alone to get ready to replace some electric work on the exterior of the house. I went inside and turned off the circuit to the whole property, and I tested it. It was off. I locked the doors and went outside to work. After about an hour, I got down from my ladder and started walking around the house. But then one of the lights inside the house suddenly turned on, and it stayed on. I started to freak out a bit. I thought that maybe someone was playing a joke on me. I calmed myself down a bit, called the visitors center on my walkie-talkie, and confirmed that the only person who was working that day was still there and hadn't left. That was me. All the keys to the house were present and accounted for. When the words from the call hit my ear, I sprinted up the half-mile road to the office. I made my coworker come back with me to check out what was going on, but when we got to the house, the light was off again. All the doors were still locked and the circuit was off. My coworker felt the bulb. It was warm. A few days later, I spoke with one of the tour guides. She opened an old binder and told me the history of the site in greater context. The house was a stopping point for slaves escaping to the north, and on dark and cloudy nights, they would light up the building to signal that it was safe to come. Many slaves didn't make it to the north, instead being hunted down along the way. The site was full of unmarked graves, and until then, I never really thought about who they could have been. Perhaps the spirits of the forgotten still roam the property, inhabiting their final resting place, as undeserved as it might be. Even in the afterlife, always remembering to leave the light on.